Just for casual first day of practice.
What's this like? I mean, it probably never gets old. I mean, it's probably always exciting this time of year.
Well, it's always exciting, of course, and it's our first day to actually watch the guys play together that we recruited and come in here. So it's exciting to see them compete against the other players and see if the evaluations were right. And some guys, it's funny, step it up a notch immediately. Some guys step it up in another day or another week or another year. But it's always fun to watch them.
How much have you adjusted to the extended fall that you get? It's been a few years now where you get the full 40 days or whatever it is. But how have you enjoyed that?
I don't like it, really, to be honest with you. I like the way we used to do it, where we brought guys in early before classes started, practice for 2 weeks, and ran it like spring training. And you just had more time with the players doing it like that. And with the weather the way it is here, it was an advantage for us. So, I liked it like that. And you had a lot more individual in the fall, but you had that team stuff with two-a-days in the spring, which I thought was, just like major leagues with, with spring training.
Peter, obviously, is a big name coming in. What do you like about him? What kind of impact is players?
Well, we're still waiting on his eligibility stuff, so I think we'll know within a week or two, where he stands right there. But no question, he's an outstanding player.
Do you remember him in high school?
We didn't recruit him in high school, really. We didn't recruit him. We had a guy named Yasmani, and he was here, and it was late in his career, and some other guys, so we really didn't have a scholarship available, but at the same time, he improved a lot at Bethune-Cookman and worked very, very hard as a player, and he's turned into a really good prospect.
He's a good catcher.
Yeah, he can. He's really a prototype guy. He's 6'4", 225. He can throw, catch, and hit with power. He's the real deal.
Talk about Eric Erickson coming back.
It's huge having him back. He's worked very hard. He had a great first 2 years, I guess. His third year he was hurt some, but he's won almost 20 games for us, and he didn't get to play for 2 years. Got that 6th year of hardship, and there wasn't anyone more excited than me other than him, of course, to know he's going to get a chance to come back and pitch and hopefully have a big year for him and sign pro and do the things that, hit the goals that he had when he came in here.
What do you see with his role? I know he's got high aspirations for what he wants to do for the
I do too. He's the #1 type guy. He was the #1 starter part of his freshman year and his sophomore year and his junior year before he got hurt. He's that type guy. So he could be the #1 guy or anywhere in the rotation. We expect big things out of him.
What does it say about his makeup, that he's just the way he's approaching this and that he wants to give us another try? What's that say about him as a person?
#1, it says he loves playing baseball. He loves the game. He loves pitching. He loves competing. He had an outstanding high school career. He's just always been a good player, and it's his life really. So he's a guy's getting kind of a second life to do or second chance to do what he wants to do in life. So he's very excited. I'm excited for him.
You pleased with your pitching staff overall, with the 4 returning starters?
Well, that's big. no question. Well, we got our starting rotation back. We lost our most of our guys that had a specific role, the dominant guys in the bullpen. So we got to figure out who those guys are going to be this spring. But we got some freshmen and junior college guys that transferred in that somebody's got to step it up and get that done. To me, that's the toughest role, is having a closer and a setup guy that can win games late, because most games are won late. The big games are won late, most of them.
Who are you going to be trying out as guys for that role this
Everybody.
fall?
We give everybody an equal shot, to be honest, at anything. No matter whether you're a returning pitcher or not a returning pitcher, you get an opportunity coming in, throwing 2 or 3 innings every time you're pitching to try to establish a role. We try to establish roles for guys. And we don't really have a closer returning. Sargent was a guy that, was a setup type guy, and we look for him. But bottom line is we're looking for, to answer that. It's one of our big questions for fall baseball.
Of the guys returning in the lineup, guys that played last year, who are some guys, maybe even a couple, that you're really looking for a strong fall, building off what they did towards the end of the year or have good summers?
Well, all the guys that started, need to step up a notch. It gets better. Perez, Broad, Carey, Mack, Ronnie Rodriguez had an outstanding year for us. Those guys need to get better, step it up and get better, to take up the roles of anybody that we did lose. But bottom line, we need to be better than we were last year. As a team, offensively and defensively, we need to be better.
You plan on moving guys or trying guys? Guys tend to play a couple positions sometimes in the fall. I mean, there are a couple guys here planning on playing multiple spots.
We're just looking at what the best lineup is. You know, we do. I mean, my practice plan always has 3 lineups as I've got here, with guys playing more than one position. So, and you kind of look at it to establish some type of consistency on it. If a guy gets hurt, or if you have to move a guy that comes spring lineup, they've played it before, or a pinch runner, whatever it may be, but it gets you ready for any type of emergency, but also gives you a chance to see what's the best fit with the players and what's going to help us win the most.
We're going to be more with a hit and run type team rather than the power. That's the way the game's changed.
Well, you know, it has, but you know, we had a big thing with the bats and changing that. So the real deal is I'm looking forward to seeing him hit with the new bats too. Because I'm interested to see how many uses, what different type of bat. But our players it's a very, very unique situation. They have an opportunity to use any bat they want to use. They can use any bat. They can use a Nike, or they can use whatever. It looks like to me right now more of them are using Marucci than any other, which is a bat that I never even heard of before last year. So it's a new bat on the market that players really like.
Did you see Moneyball?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was outstanding. Absolutely. It was a great movie, and, you know, and it's, you know, baseball is a unique thing in Major League Baseball. Without having a ceiling or anything on these teams, they can spend however much they want. The money, the small market teams, you know, have got to find a way to win without having the big money, which is a tribute to the Marlins winning 2 World Series in a market where they don't draw and they don't bring in a lot of money comparable to the Yankees or Red Sox or those type of clubs.
Did you have mixed feelings watching the NLCS, the John and Ryan in there?
I just pull for both of them. You know, I'm friends with LaRussa, so I'm kind of like that right now. So I can pull for the Cards now, suppose they're in there. But I thought it was exciting just knowing we had one of our players win the World Series. And John Jay's very excited. Of course, he had a really good playoff, made a great play there. And Ryan Braun could be, you know, maybe it might cost him being Player of the Year. Just because they didn't go to the World Series, but he's had as good a year as anybody in baseball.
Do you keep in touch with them?
Yeah. Today, I mean, do they text back and forth? Yes. I've texted both of them yesterday. And it's funny, these young guys today, you can call them and you may not hear back from them a while, but if you text them, then you hear back from them pretty quick. So that's changed. You know, for me, it's changed a lot. When I came here, I didn't have a computer or a cell phone. And now, not only do I have a computer, but I have a cell phone and email on my phone, and Twitter and Facebook and everything else that you got to have to try to keep up with times and keep up with what's going on with young players.
Okay.
You're a young guy.
I'm trying